On July 10, 2024, a family of 5 was brutally shot at around 9 p.m. in their home on the 400 block of Kitty Hawk Road in Alameda, California. The victims of this massacre were 36-year-old Brenda Natalie Morales, her 2 children, 6-year-old William Killian and 1-year-old Wesley James Killian, and Brenda's parents, 56-year-old Marta Elena Morales and 70-year-old Miguel Carcamo. Miguel used his last moment alive to try and get help for his family, by going out of the home and asking a neighbor for help. According to Police Chief Nishant Joshi, officers responded to the home after a 911 call was received. They received information from a caller who said a neighbor had been shot. While the police were tending to Miguel, they became focused on a nearby residence. Miguel also used his last moments to identify the suspect responsible for the shooting. He identified the shooter as 54-year-old Shane Killian, his son-in-law. Shane came to the door, and he was detained without incident. During a search of the residence that followed, authorities found the bodies of the other victims inside. 4 out of the 5 victims have lost their lives at the scene due to the shooting. The only survivor was 1-year-old Wesley, who was taken to the hospital. He was fighting for his life for almost a week, but he sadly also succumbed to his injuries on July 15 at around 4:30 p.m. Many neighbors thought the shots were fireworks at first, but they saw the police arriving and that's when they learned what had happened. The slayings have shaken the local community. 6-year-old William played in the local Alameda Little League, and his demise impacted those who knew him. Alameda Little League President Ron Matthews said, "Our heart goes out to them in its fullest. This is really hurtful to us." According to family members, Marta and Miguel were outgoing people and loved their grandsons. Shane was charged with 4 counts of slaying, 1 count of attempted slaying, corporal injury to a relationship partner, elder or dependent adult abuse, infliction of injury, possession of an assault weapon, and possession of an unconventional pistol. Several items were collected at the home for evidence. Police recovered a semi-automatic pistol that they believe was used in the shooting. They also found an illegal AR-type rifle that was not used. Alameda police said they expect a 5th slaying charge to be added. Police have not released a possible motive for the massacre. According to interviews with co-workers, Shane, who worked as a welder, seemed to be a generally nice guy who spoke fondly of his wife and kids, although he had a short fuse and was apparently unhappy about his in-laws moving into the family home. Michael Saxby, who worked with Shane at the Martinez refinery, said that Shane was at work on the day that the shootings happened. He said although Shane had a few personality quirks, no one thought he was capable of this. He also said on that day, it was the 3rd time in 3 months that Shane walked off the job after someone was critical of his work. Co-workers said that Shane talked about his wife and children at work and that he loved them, but that he had a strange relationship with his father-in-law. Shane's Facebook page shows photos of him and his son at a t-ball game and a father-son fishing trip. Last September, he posted a love letter to his wife, "Happy anniversary, my love. It was by the grace of God that I found you, by His grace that we have 2 beautiful children, and I hope by His grace that I will share this life for many more years to come." A neighbor that lives just a few doors down spoke about what happened. She said when they went outside, somebody said to go back inside, because there is an active shooter. They immediately thought of the 2 boys in the home. Neighbors are shocked that a father could do something like this. They could not believe that Shane could do something like this. They thought that the shooter was a stranger that went into the house. Not much has been said further about where in the home the victims were shot or in what order and how they were shot. Police is still investigating. Police Chief Joshi did say that the shootings were senseless. There was a brief court appearance for Shane on July 15 where he stood silently in court without an expression and not looking at the spectators. Shane is being held without bail. According to his defense attorney, Paldon Ukiab, he is expected to enter a not guilty plea. Ukiab has asked to postpone the case twice already, asking for more time to gather information and evidence. Legal analyst Stephen Clark thinks the defense is building a case on their client's mental health. Shane does, however, have a criminal past. Court records show that in 2011 he served 60 days in jail for a misdemeanor assault on a police officer in North Carolina. The incident involved a gun at a gas station as well as a high-speed chase with speeds up to 125 miles an hour. His arraignment is postponed until August 30th. A GoFundMe has been set up to help the family with funeral expenses and costs related to relocating the bodies of the victims to their native, El Salvador, where they will be buried.